You're listening to the Let's Go Buffalo podcast, your new favorite podcast for everything Bills and Sabres. What's going on, everybody? You're listening to the Let's Go Buffalo podcast, your favorite podcast for all things Bills and Sabres, with the pals, Nigel, Tom, Jake, and our buddy Dana today. Episode 76 coming at you. Quick reminder, y'all know the drill. Follow the socials, baby. You can find us on all of them with the handle at Let's Go Buff Pod. That's Buff with 2 F's. We're on all of them. Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, as long as it's still there, which it seems to be at the moment. If you catch us on YouTube, please leave a like, drop a comment. Helps us out with that good old algorithm. And with that being said, let's get around here and say hello to the fellas. And to you, Tom, I say on to the AFC Championship game we go.
What up, you winners?
What's going
How's
on,
everybody
guys?
feeling? Yeah. Freaking go Bills.
Yes, sir. Go Bills. Dana, let's get to you today, buddy. What's going on, brother?
Oh, I'm just on a high from the win yesterday. Oh my gosh. That game could have been a little bit more stressful probably, but I'm glad my blood pressure was not being taken because it was sky high.
Yeah, definitely a little hairy there towards the end. Torpedo, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, just coming down from all the nerves from last night. That was a heart clenching game for sure, but fun to watch, fun to be here. A little hungover today, but vibes are high.
I am also a little bit hungover today, but with that being said, I guess the first thing we should do in order to keep this train right out of moving is open up a beverage here of some kind. So
we're doing our part.
With that being said,
I'll tell you folks out there.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Never one to mess up a little bit of stitious.
Well, Tom, since you drove that bus when I was hungover here, why don't you go ahead and let us know what you're drinking there?
You're welcome. The best of influences over here. I'm drinking a Big Ditch from Big Ditch Brewing Company. Space Donkey. Hey, burn it with some Galaxy hops. So another Buffalo beer, and I think that's only appropriate.
Nice.
I do find that I like my Galaxy hops. Dana, what are you drinking there?
Yeah, because I live in PA. I brought a little PA beer. This is called this is from Helltown Brewing. It's called the Buffy. It's a hazy IPA. It's delicious.
Nice, dude. I like that black hat you've got there, bro, with the black logo.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Very nice. Jake, are you drinking anything at all?
I regrettably have nothing in the house, so I am not.
That's okay.
And I will be scapegoat number 1 if I have caused a mass collapse next week.
Nah, you get a pass. You get a pass, A, because you're still moving into a new location there, and B, you were also up in Vermont with Tom. You just got back in, I think, very recently. So you get a pass right now. I'm sure you drank plenty of beers with Tom. I think the Buffalo Bills forces will forgive you.
I hope so. If they don't, then we'll put out my home address. Everybody can write me hate mail.
Yeah, perfect. That sounds good. Let's see. Sabres update. None. They still suck. On to the Bills. Tommy, you want to drive this bus through Victory Monday here?
Oh, yes. And there's some black feathers sticking out of the wheels. The Buffalo Bills sent the Baltimore Ravens packing 27-25 in the divisional round of the playoffs. Just absolutely bananas. Just this is the game that everybody was waiting for. The build up. Nobody thought the Bills could do this. Nobody outside of Buffalo, right? Everybody was writing us off. Everybody thought that this was the Ravens game to lose. Guess what it was. And it's just what a showing. All 3 phases came out and did what they needed to do. We got lots to talk about on all 3 phases, but I think Sean McDermott had a great day. Just what a day for Buffalo.
Yeah, dude. Well said. I think, I guess to kind of start off, just if everybody wants to throw out a little positive takeaway there, I think for me, and you kind of touched on it very briefly there, Tom, but just a 3-phase win, dude. Everybody contributed. Josh Allen didn't have to be spectacular yesterday. And we were still able to come away with a win. I'm sure there might be a couple moments or two where he'd like to have the decision back, but that's live sports and that's the way it goes. But he was impactful, when he needed to be, and didn't have to be, a Superman Josh Allen. And I think that is a great thing that he didn't have to do that, and we were still able to come away with a W here.
Absolutely. Dana or Jake, what's like one big takeaway you guys thought of here? Like, what was one of the fun parts from this game?
For me, I think somebody that's been kind of dragged through the mud a little bit earlier on in the year, and even recently, and there was some breath holding last night, but Tyler Bass put up 9 of the 27 points for the team, a third of their points. Looked confident, and is a big reason why they were able to take care of business.
Huge.
Yes, sir.
That's great call out by you there, Jake. Yeah, he was sensational last night. Dana.
Yeah, I love the Tyler Bass call out. He's been one of my favorites over the years, and it's been, kind of annoying to see him struggle this year and the end of last year, but to see him go perfect was insane. And he made a 51-yarder in that weather, which is not an easy feat.
Big
and
moment
the Bills,
too.
Yeah, the Bills ended up winning by what? 2 points?
2 points.
So that's huge.
That 51-yarder, he struck the shit out of that ball, dude, and it was a nice kick, man. Yeah,
Pure. Yeah, right down the middle, like beautiful. And I think, wasn't he perfect last week against Denver too? Like, I think he's been great the last few weeks.
I believe he was. Yeah.
Whatever routine he's in, he's got to stick to it. I need Reed. I need you out there just keep Tyler Bass on the tracks and keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, good time to find your swing, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So,
I think
that's huge. Go ahead, Tom.
The big thing for me was this defense, right? We go into the playoffs in the last several years. The big reason I think many of us in Bills Mafia can attribute the losses to a defensive failure of some sort, right? If it's some kind of collapse or mistake or coaching decision and things like all generally regarding the defense. I'm really excited to see this defense last week play super well. I'm excited to see the defense play last night against arguably the best offense in football that nobody has an answer for. 31 teams are all trying to figure out what the heck to do with the Baltimore Ravens, and held them to 25 points, held them to field goals multiple times in the red zone, and created 3 turnovers. I think those havoc plays, those like splash plays, this is what this Buffalo Bills defense is predicated on right now, because on paper, you wouldn't necessarily say that they're a top 5, top 10, maybe not even a top 12 defense without their ability to go in and create and go get that ball. I think that's what this defense is set up to do. And while, that's a fine line to walk and it kind of sucks and it's scary, they're doing it, right? They're doing it. So the boys just like, let them keep going. Let them keep cooking. There's an awful interception by Lamar caught by Taylor Rapp. Silly little fumble by Lamar. MVP ? And picked up by Von Miller, and he scurried down. If Von was 5 years younger, he would have gone all the way. And then punch out by Terrell Bernard on Mark Andrews, right? Like to take away this ball. I think those big moments were huge, and obviously created the ability for this Buffalo Bills team to send the Ravens packing.
Yeah, all huge. The turnovers in particular, right? When they happen, in particular, the TB punch out on Mark Andrews there was like such a huge game-changing moment, dude. I was super bummed that Von Miller didn't get the scoop and score there. He looked a little slow running that ball back, but that was a fun moment. I got to piggyback one more thing on the defense here, and that was holding Derrick Henry to 84 rushing yards. Which felt massive. And in addition to that, holding Lamar to 39 rushing yards. So I think, holding those two to those numbers there. I thought the cage rushes overall were pretty solid. It's just, Lamar is, trying to catch him in that pocket, dude, it looks like trying to catch smoke. He's so quick. I feel like you got to shout out Lamar, dude. I feel like objectively, he had a better day passing the football than Josh Allen. I mean, Lamar still went 18 for 25, 254 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and then the rushing yards to go along with that. So he still had a great day. I mean, that one touchdown pass to, I think it was Hollywood Brown, where he just stood in the pocket forever.
Bateman.
Bateman,
Hollywood's on the Chiefs. Yeah, we get to see.
Sorry.
Next week.
Yeah. That's right. Sorry, Bateman. Thank you. That'll be the hangover brain coming up there. He just stood in the pocket forever. It looked like watching Josh Allen just extend the play, and then find a guy in the end zone, and that for that to be a great catch too. So, I mean, it wasn't without its warts for the Bills. I mean, Lamar still had a hell of a game, and it did get nerve-wracking there in the second half for sure. But yeah, dude, should we talk about that a little bit? I mean, it took some game-changing plays turnover-wise for us to feel like we had that game back in our control.
Yeah, I think let's tell the story from the beginning, though. Let's start with the first half. I think going into the half, if you could have told me that we'd be up 21-10, I turned and looked at Jake. Jake and I were hanging out the day of, and I said, if we can get into the half 7+ points up, I'm feeling really good. Because I think that's the lead that you need to then, especially because you can't give the Ravens the lead. You can't let them play with the lead and let them just all jump on Derrick Henry's shoulders and just ride the game out. You need to have that. So I think going into the half, if you told me that we were up 21-10, I'd be absolutely. I'd sign up for that every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it wasn't. Go ahead. Yeah.
And then coming out of the half, I think. This is one of the bad and the uglies on our little on our programming document here. Is that going 3 and out and 2 drives in a row out of the half when you have a lead, an 11-point lead against the Baltimore Ravens, is something you absolutely cannot do. I think let's get into it in a couple minutes here, but I think we'll get to there. I think it was a scheme wise. I think that was a decision they were making to play conservatively and really trying to hold on to the ball and milk the clock. But so then that gets us into this point where it is a tight game, right? We get down, we're driving. It's the Bills' second to last possession. Get down to the end zone, get 3rd and 2, right? I think on the goal line, and it's, in my opinion, a little bit of a silly call. Josh Allen run out of shotgun, which runs into a brick wall. Nothing happens, and then they decide this is a decision point. Right? Of do we kick it and go up 8, or do we try and go and score? So I think this is, for me, is a little bit of I think this is a great conversation point. I'm going to back up a second, and in my mind, the best decision is to have had a better play on 3rd down. Right? That's the best decision, is give me 2 tush pushes right in a row. Tush push, Josh Allen's 10 yards into the end zone. But outside of that, now you're on 4th down. Can't change what happened. What do you think is the correct decision? Hindsight's 2020. We're here at the win, right? And it seemed like it was the right decision. What do you guys think? Did Sean McDermott make the right decision by kicking it and going up 8, or should he have gone for it?
Tom, I think you said it perfectly. I think the play call on 3rd down was not good. There's no way Baltimore wasn't ready for that. I remain in the same camp as you. I would like to have seen 2 tush pushes right in a row, because worst case scenario, and granted it's bad, but worst case scenario is it's a turnover on downs, like on their goal line, right? So you make them go the full 100 yards of that football field with that amount of time left. Derrick Henry's scary in that situation, yes, but I still think, you do 2 tush pushes in a row, and that's a touchdown for the Bills. Not getting a touchdown there, I was beside myself at home. Because I was so positive that's what we were going to do, was 2 tush pushes, and we were going to go up by, however many points there. And then when we didn't, I was like, oh my God, dude. Now, there's something I got to touch on here. Obviously, we were gifted Mark Andrews dropping that 2-point conversion, right? It should have been a tie game. And I think if you give him another 100 attempts at that, he catches 99 of them, right? I think we got the one there.
I don't know. They tried to hand him the game ball too, but he dropped that as well. Sorry. Asking myself out.
It's also not the first time that Mark Andrews has dropped game-winning 2-point conversion as well.
Is it?
versus
would
the
be news to
Steelers a
me.
few years ago.
But I mean, still, like all that game, he was a favorite target of Lamar Jackson, and I think he
Sure.
caught just about everything.
Yeah.
So it's not like Mark Andrews was having a rocky game by any stretch of the imagination.
Sure.
That being said, I do want to touch on this though too, because I see people clinging to this. There was still 1:33 to go in that game.
Yeah.
With
and
two
all timeouts.
With 2 timeouts and Josh Allen and that offense, and all we needed was a field goal. So let's not pretend that game was taken care of right then and there, because it absolutely was not. I think if you're saying, that was the game deciding moment, of course it was impactful. And were I a Ravens fan, I'd probably be feeling the same way. But objectively, it was not a game defining moment because there was still a lot that was going to happen in that game. So I just want to toss that out there too. That was something I needed to get off my back there. Jake, Dana, anything you guys want to touch on for the second half of that game there?
Yeah, well, you asked about the fourth down situation, and I think absolutely you kick it there for a few reasons that I'll just interject, which we've gone over. But A, you got Tyler Bass, who's been perfect. B, you go up by 8, and they cannot outright win the game right there. So that's worst case scenario. C, you got Josh Allen. So if they do, this offense has been humming. They couldn't exactly stop us in the first, second, or fourth quarter either, minus, a drive in the first quarter. And D, what was it? I can't remember, but that's all I'll say.
Dude, really great
the hidden
points.
magic.
Like legit though, all really great points, and it worked out for us, right? Because we, that 2-point conversion wasn't converted.
Yeah, I remember D
if
actually.
If you miss it and you go down and you don't convert that, and you're up only 5, and you give Lamar Jackson the ball back,
I know, scary.
That's nightmare for me fuel, right? If it was okay, we're only up 4, and we need it. If we kicked a field goal, we're only up 7, so then they could still drive, get a touchdown, and go and get a 2-point. Then I think that's a go for it situation. But the fact that it would give us an 8-point lead, that was the right decision in my mind.
Yeah, I'll just say that D was the Baltimore offense had shown you up until that point that they were able to poop down their leg and give the ball back. And also our defense was playing very well in taking the ball away. And in that situation, you're up 8 and it's fourth quarter. So basically all of the pressure is on Baltimore. So you put them in a tough situation.
Good points there, Dana. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Jake, anything you want to add on for the second half of that game? Or
God, no, I agree. I think it was the right decision to kick. I totally agree with everything you're saying. I think the more wrong decision was third down, where I think Baltimore was ready for both options, Josh running or handing it off. So that I wish you could take back, but it ended up paying off in the end. They got squeaked by with it. So
I was dying for a little play action call on that third down. I thought they had set themselves up so well.
Yeah.
Or even just like a Josh Allen. If you're going to have him run on a shotgun, have him start to fake to run, but then a tight end
whole
or
third quarter.
Yeah. Or a jumbo lineman just leak out there. So he takes 5 steps forward and then just something like that. I was like, this is the moment. You set yourself up for it so well. And maybe you're saving that for the next 2 games, but it's
I hope that's not their attitude. This is winner. This is winner go home. You need to you pull out every stop you need to win this game. Next week doesn't matter, right? And I bet that attitude better be the same for this weekend in my mind. Of hey, take it all out, right? Whatever it happens, whatever you think that you need to do, you do it. Yeah. One of my other favorite parts of this game was I thought both sides of the trenches for the Buffalo Bills were dealing. Our boys were hyped up and ready to play and making their presence known against a really, really good Ravens offensive line and a really, really good Ravens defensive line. The boys came out, and that was the thing that I knew. If we can go into the half with a lead, and if we can see some signs of life from this from the trenches, we'd have a chance to hang in this game.
Yeah, dude. Well said. God, dude. This Bills offensive line is so fucking good.
So good.
They're so good, dude. And I don't want to say he's an unsung hero, dude, but man, oh man, did we catch a good one there with Spencer Brown. I'm super stoked that he was able to figure out some of his, his quirks coming in just so raw, because my God, dude, you combine that athleticism with what has become some pretty sound looking technique, and you got to give Aaron Cromer his flowers for that one, dude. I mean, Spencer Brown is a monster of a right tackle. And then the whole offensive line unit as a whole for the Bills, whether it be pass blocking or run blocking. I mean, we're super fortunate, dude.
But that was the narrative going in that I think they leaned on a lot, was that they weren't big enough, they weren't strong enough, they were disrespected by media and Vegas, and being the underdogs for Tommy read a stat off, first time underdogs at home in X number of years, 90s. Something like that. Yeah. So I mean, I think they fed off of that and felt disrespected going into the game, and I think that fueled them a lot.
Good,
huge narrative. Yeah, I mean,
they
proved everyone wrong.
I just want to ask a question. I didn't really. What did you guys see from the defensive line for the Bills in particular that's got you stoked? Because I didn't feel like personally they did anything special. Really, I was not let down, because I felt like what's more important to me in that game is containing Lamar, and Lamar barely didn't get much there. So that I call a win. But in terms of I didn't really feel like I see anything particularly dominant from the Bills defensive line. Did you guys feel like you saw some moments where there were some really truly dominant instances?
Well, for me, the reason I said that was more about the O-line, I have to be honest. But I thought the D-line was decent, and I'll let Tom expand on this because we touched on it a little bit. Containing Lamar Jackson is like containing a fucking racehorse.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy to do. So I think they still had some good pass rushing and things, but maybe Tom can expand there and say what he saw if there's anything else.
I'm going to need to do another rewatch. I've already rewatched it this morning. I truly think there's people out there on Twitter already upset about the Bills pass rush not showing up again. I think it matters. Context matters. It matters who you're playing. It's Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar fucking Jackson. We've said it. This is now the third time we're saying it, that you can't get him down on the ground. So I think the game plan was a cage rush, right? Like, hey, we're going to contain you. There was multiple times where the Bills D linemen were in the backfield, but I think they were either chasing him, and it's Lamar Jackson. You're not taking him down. It's like Josh Allen. You're not going to take him down in the backfield. You're just not. And if you do, you're really freaking lucky. I think they were truly playing it slow a few times. Like even just on that last Ravens drive where they did end up scoring a touchdown, I saw the Bills defensive lineman get deep into the backfield and did not over pursue Lamar, because Lamar had a big drop. And I truly think that they were just making sure that Lamar wasn't going to scoot ahead and go get 20 yards on the ground. So I felt really good, considering that we didn't expect this D-line to come in and be dominant, right? We needed them to come in and have a pulse and be middle of the road and not lose because of. So the pass rush, I felt okay, because, hey, we're seeing some signs. They're in the backfield. They're getting some wins, even if it was manufactured on stunts or sending an extra line, a linebacker, sending a safety, whoever, right? Whatever Babbage was kind of scheming up. And I also think that the fact that they met Derrick Henry at the line many times that game. Yes, he got through a few times, right? Thank God DeMar Hamlin caught him on that one breakaway. There was a second one as well. But for the most part, we met Derrick Henry at the line, which is what you need to do against a back like that, right? If he gets ahead of steam, good fucking luck. Nobody's stopping. That's why he's a Hall of Famer and will be one of the best of all time, because of that ability, his strength, and his speed. But if you can catch him before he has a chance there, that's when you have a hope and a prayer. And I thought they did a good job of doing that. So that's what made me feel really good about the defensive line, because again, that with the narrative going in from everybody, and to be honest, in the back of our heads, I'm sure of, hey, how do we deal with these Ravens offensive linemen and Derrick Henry and Patrick Ricard, right? Like, how do you do that? And I think they did a decent job. Didn't completely bolling them up, but they did a good job to limit them. That's my point of view.
Yeah, rest your case, Tom. I think that's all well said, dude. And I agree with, for sure. And you said, I think the most important thing you said there, Tom, was the way that you stop Derrick Henry is you catch him early, because if he gets that head of steam, it's like trying to tackle a live horse, right? Like, good luck. So yeah, getting him like contact early. I mean, there were tons of instances where he did not cross the line of scrimmage before getting some contact. So
Right.
I think that's really well said by you, Tom. And that I agree with 110%. I
So-
guess maybe I was being a little bit too critical and looking more specifically at pass rush.
I didn't need them to be dominant. I needed them to be decent.
Yeah,
right.
totally.
That's in my mind. That's where I'm at.
Dana,
If I
did you
can-
have something for this? Yeah. Please.
Yeah. If I can interject a little bit on the pass rush side of it, I thought, well, first of all, the defense, I think, the book on the Bills defense is you play zone, a really solid zone, and you have your front four as an attacking style line where they're going to affect the quarterback. They're going to be the ones that are going to go in and penetrate and make those errant throws. And then if your defense is in a good spot, they're going to be able to come down with the ball and get some takeaways. So early on, I felt like we were super aggressive on the defensive line, specifically with Ed. I think Ed Oliver was in the backfield quite a bit in the first quarter. But we also saw when that happened, when Lamar would drop back, he was almost baiting them into attacking. And when someone would go, he would just go right up the hole that the one guy vacated and get 10 or 15 yards in the scramble. And that happened a couple times. So once the Bills got up, especially in the third quarter, I saw a bit of a shift, which is where you saw the cage, where like, okay, hold up your guy and make Lamar make reads and like, don't go in and give him the open lane.
Right.
And I thought that was sort of I don't know. It was interesting because that was when they started really moving on us. So I don't know what you do there, but I did see our attacking style front four early on in the game.
Yeah.
I also think the Bills defense were not helped by the offense because the offense didn't maintain the lead, right? It let them get back into a little bit of a run game. Where if we had maintained an 11-point or hopefully even more, right, a point lead, I think it would have forced the Ravens into more of a, hey, we got to move the ball and we need to score. We need more possessions. We can't milk the clock with Derrick Henry. So I think the defense in the second half also got put in a tough position by the offense.
Yeah. The moment that game script starts to slip a little bit, particularly for that Bills defense, it can get ugly real quick. But lucky for us, I mean, dude, I keep coming back to that punch out by Terrell Bernard. I mean, dude, that was so huge. And what a fucking, I just can't, I'll never forgive myself for being so wrong about him, dude. What a fucking, what an upgrade over, upgrade over Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, truly, especially in the splash play sense, dude. Like, does Terrell Edmonds offer you a little bit more in pass protection? Probably, but not so much more than Bernard that the trade-off of the splash plays is even remotely close to worth it. So yeah. I keep coming back to that play for some reason. I'm sorry. I know that's kind of a bit of a tangent.
What a captain moment, right? That's hey, I'm gonna take this game in my hands. This is how I can really, because he was not going for the tackle there.
No,
right?
dude, that was a home run or nothing play by him.
If he missed, then Mark Andrews getting a big gain. Like he was catching the ball and going to get some yards after catch, and he decided that's what the Bills defense needed in the entire team. I'm sure it was just a fucking jolt of adrenaline to everybody. Like what timing was awesome on that.
Yeah. Me personally, fellas, I'm ready to get into next week unless anybody has anything else they want to drop on this game here. I guess my last prevailing thought is what a fucking battle. And all respect to the Ravens and Harbaugh, and I really do like Lamar Jackson a lot, dude. I like him as a player. Totally. I like him as a person. I still feel this is easy to say now because we won, but like I'm still bummed that everything got so shitty between the two fan bases with the MVP conversation and like I mean like let's be real, dude. Like there's a lot of legacy conversation with this game, but like this is not the last time these two quarterbacks are going to be in the postseason playing against one another. No. I mean we've got several more of these. Like the next time it happens won't be the last time it happens. Right. So like it's it's not a Josh Allen's all of a sudden better than Lamar Jackson. It's just he got the edge this time around. So still nothing but respect for that Ravens team, but in particular Lamar Jackson. He is a generational talent, and he's a pleasure to watch, and the league is better with him in it.
Yeah. Totally agree. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Love Harbaugh, love Lamar, love that organization. They're really fun to root for when we're not playing against them.
Totally. And had they won, dude, I mean, because fuck the Chiefs, I would have been the biggest Ravens fan. So
yeah.
100%.
Anybody else have anything they want to touch on for this game?
Yeah, I have two prevailing thoughts from actually just kind of watching every game of the divisional round from this past weekend, which is, always it's going to be a crazy bout where you're just going head to head versus really good football teams. It seems simple, but you really saw this past week in probably 3 out of the 4 games in particular that taking care of the ball is so important. It doesn't matter how many yards you get. This is a pretty cool stat. Of all the division games that we saw from last week, every winning team had less offensive yards. So the yards don't matter. What matters is you taking advantage of the other team's disappointing plays, and you're able to control the ball when you can. And my second thought is basically that I love that we're continually seeing new ways in which this Bills team can win. And we really saw the special teams pull their weight and the defense really get leaned on, and the offense just kind of being a role player, just a game manager.
They were good. Yeah, they were good, but they were not great.
Yeah, and they just didn't make mistakes, and they put points up when they needed to, and then they just leaned on the other team, honestly, making disappointing acts. And that's what got us the win.
Yeah. And I'm really excited because that's what this Bills team has done all season, right? They've taken care of the ball. They have not shot themselves in the foot. No turnovers and only one penalty that was accepted that should not have been a penalty on the Bills, right? Like, I think like really good setup and not losing the game yourself, which I think goes back to Sean McDermott, right? I think his coaching job has been, I've seen a lot of evolution from him this year, when it's been very cool. I think I've seen him how he's addressing some tough situations in games. Obviously, the players are prepared for all these kind of weird, wonky situations. They seem to know what to do, and they're not caught off guard this year. And they're taking care of the ball, like all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I completely agree with you, Dana.
You don't think that he contradicted himself a little bit, Tom, by not going for it on that 4th down last night?
At the end of the game, no. I'll go back to my other argument. If it's because he went up 8.
Yeah.
They could not lose on that decision, right?
Yeah.
If it was, hey, we're going up 7, then yes. Or if we're going up 6, then yes. But if it was because it was 8, that's what made me feel better.
Also, if it was a different team too.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally.
If it was, but I think, that's what makes. If it was, hey, no, this would only put us up 7, I would have absolutely wanted him to gone for it and just let Josh figure out how to get the touchdown.
Well said. Chiefs time.
Before we get there, can we just talk about the rest of the divisional games real quick, just because how fun that weekend was? Divisional playoff is like my favorite.
It's the best weekend in football.
It's the best because it's got 4 games all lone by themselves, right? Like so fun, and it's Saturday night, Sunday night. So awesome. I think the Commanders story is awesome.
I do too. I'm super stoked for Commanders fans. Heartbroken for Lions fans. Really, truly.
Yes.
Feel really bad for those guys. It felt like a season of destiny for Detroit for a while there, dude. But I just think the defensive injuries in particular probably became too much to overcome.
Talk about not taking care of the ball.
Yeah, that too. There was some of that too, but a
little bit of unlucky, right? Yeah, because at some point you just got to get lucky. You got to be good enough for long enough and get lucky.
But his QB threw 3 picks. Like it's tough to win that game.
No, totally. And I think Jared Goff had a fumble. Like I think it was 4 turnovers committed by Jared Goff. So yeah. And kind of, Ben Johnson hired as head coach for Chicago. I'm sure Aaron Glenn's going to get picked up. So it might be kind of a, hey, it's a little bit of a reset up there in Detroit, and see what Dan Campbell can do again. But I think Eagles Commanders is going to be a really, really fun matchup. NFC East, baby.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't think that matchup's going to be fun at all. I think the Eagles are going to fucking roll right over Washington. I think that's going to be a boring NFC Championship game.
I
hope
think there's
not.
enough volatility that I think that the Commanders can get a spark. I
Maybe.
think they can get a
Absolutely.
big player or two and keep themselves in a game. I think you're right that the Eagles are going to be really physical, that Saquon's going to run for 250 yards.
Saquon, dude, we got to talk about Saquon for a minute, dude, because this guy is, I mean, holy fuck. If I'm him, I feel like I want to sue the Giants for robbing the first however many years of my career.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
what this guy is doing on a halfway decent team, dude. It is unbelievable. The highlights we've seen from him this year, I think he had over 200 yards yesterday. That one backwards leap over that defenseman 6 weeks ago, whatever. I mean, dude, the NFL has been blessed that this guy has been buried on a dog shit Giants team, because now he's a huge fucking problem.
Yeah, anytime that Madden developers write in a new move, like for a move that you did,
Yeah.
you know you're doing something right.
Yeah,
Doing
dude.
something
it's-
right. Yeah.
He's crazy this season,
Yeah.
particularly right now.
Yeah, gonna be a problem. Gonna be a problem for the Commanders. That's for sure. I don't envy that defensive coordinator to figure out what the hell you're gonna do against him.
I do not either. Here's a fun one. Does anybody legitimately think that Houston Chiefs game is different if some of those? Okay, dude, I hate being the asshole that bitches about the referees. I hate being that guy, but
I
mean, brother, come on. I mean,
Fun.
you've got to be kidding me with some of those calls in that game.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's just so crazy to see just the difference, the juxtaposition also. Like you watch that game and, you know, the Chiefs are getting all the penalties go their way. And then you watch the Lions, you watch Jared Goff literally get crossed
Blown
upside
up.
the head and it's no penalty. It's just
dude.
like, it's so silly that it's not at least consistent.
That call, and here's the thing. It's never going to become consistent because it's subjective and each referee is a different human being with a different brain. These calls have to become reviewable. You just have to, bro, because you are being shown week in and week out that, like Dana just said, this is not a rule that can be held up with any amount of consistency. And and who the quarterback is matters, which is horseshit, dude. I know exactly what play Dana's talking about yesterday with Jared Goff. I'm sure we all do. He just gets absolutely, I mean, blown up, dude. Like it looked like both of his feet almost left the ground.
Yes.
He got hit so hard. And for that to not be a call, when that one call that Patrick Mahomes did get, where it wasn't that nobody even hit him, it was two Texans colliding over top of him, dude. That was the big crack that I'm sure the ref heard and made him throw the flag, dude. It's just got to become reviewable. This is an atrocious look for the NFL, and it's unfortunate that it has to be a talking point not only for the Chiefs-Texans game, Chiefs-Texans, but for what the game plan has to be for the Bills going into the AFC Championship game. That part sucks for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And the problem is it's become the product is suffering, right? The NFL product of what they put on screen and on field is suffering because of these decisions.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, dude. And yeah, And you know that that's gonna be in the back of our heads this entire game on Sunday. It's gonna be in the back of our heads of, hey, when is that call coming? When's it coming?
Is it a sports league or an entertainment league is what's going to be going through my head. And
yeah,
I think a lot of calls are going to dictate the outcome of that in my head.
Yep.
I just and the unfortunate thing is, and I guess we didn't talk about all the division. Do we still want to talk about some of these divisional games?
No, we'll keep moving. Keep the flow. We're on our flow.
Yeah, because I mean, like, the mentality going into this Chiefs game is just has to be the moment, or ever, I guess, really anywhere. Not even when he's outside the pocket. You can't hit Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna go for a sack, I feel like you just got to grab onto him and hold onto him while you're standing up.
I feel like if you're going to make it count, make it worth it.
Just
Or that,
absolutely
dude.
send
Or
him into
fucking-
another zip code.
Or dude, if you're gonna
That's
get the
what
flag,
I want.
dude, if you're gonna get the flag, fucking helmet under the chin strap then.
Yeah.
Like really go for it. I'm not saying injure him. I'm just saying
Cleanest and the Matt Milano, Mike White hit, like do that
bingo,
every
bingo,
chance
dude.
you get.
and
and
or just tee off. I know. God, that's
just-
what I think.
That's what I want.
Ugh,
That's what I
but-
want. But yeah, it's gonna be part of it. It's absolutely gonna be part of it. It's they forced our hand.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
they have, which is shitty. And okay, so we're getting into the Chiefs. Can I start on this one a little bit here?
Go in.
I'm
Gonna wind you up. Turn around.
I'm incredibly excited to be here, and the main reason for that is, for me, the scariest part of the AFC is now behind us.
Mm-hmm.
I was terrified of that Ravens team. My God, you guys, I can't think of a time when the Chiefs are more primed to be fucking had. I mean, they're still not playing dominant football on either side right now. Mahomes doesn't look amazing. Kelsey looks old. I know he had a couple great plays in clutch moments yesterday, but Kelsey looks old, dude. I just like, and I'll knock on wood, but I'll just start this conversation off by saying, going into this Kansas City Chiefs game for the AFC Championship, dude, I could not be feeling more confident. I've never felt this confident going up against the Chiefs, dude. And it's just the way that they keep winning these games, dude, is just like the carriage is going to turn into a pumpkin, dude. And I can't wait for it to be 1 week from yesterday. And that's what I want to start off going into this game. I'm
Wow.
fucking pumped. I'm fucking pumped.
Oh yeah, baby.
Let's go.
I mean, we're here, right? This is the chance. This is what we're fans for.
This is what we've wanted all season.
This is, and to be honest with you, going into the season, did anybody expect this? No, nope. If you told me that we made the playoffs, I'd be like, heck yeah, awesome. Let's.
What do
see
you
it.
mean, Tom? It's a rebuild year.
It's a rebuild year, right? Yeah, right. Here we go. So I think it's awesome. I think the big thing is we've figured out how to play the Chiefs, right? This is the matchup. Everybody likes to see this. This is, unfortunately, we're in the biggest games of the year every freaking time. Probably because we have Josh Allen, but this is the time of what can we do to the Chiefs in the postseason. Right, we have their number in the regular season. I honestly feel great. Anytime we're matched up in the regular season, sure, it's gonna be a good game, and they absolutely have a chance. But I feel good. I don't know if I feel Nigel good at this point, but this is especially because it needs to be different. Somehow we need to affect this Chiefs team in a different way. I'm encouraged because we got Bobby Babich at the helm. I'm encouraged because of the way that this team has been playing. And I'm encouraged because we have Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's on a heater right now, and he has not taken off this cape really in the playoffs yet. I think it's next week.
You mean puts the cape on, Tom?
Sorry, yeah, he has not taken the cape out of the closet. How about that, right?
There it is. You got it, Tom. You got it.
Stuck it, right? Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was
Stuck
fantastic.
the landing.
Thank you very much. Somebody
Yep.
please take this from me.
No, dude. I think you're exactly right, dude. And I mean, here's the thing, dude. I'm not even positive Josh is gonna have to put the cape on. I don't know, dude. And I hope because I don't feel like I'm being cocky. Don't get me wrong, dude. I recognize who we're playing. I recognize that it is Patrick Mahomes. I recognize that it is Andy Reid. I recognize that it's Spags, Travis Kelce. I mean, you can go down the list. But the proof is in the goddamn pudding this season, dude. I mean, the Bills are they're just, I know the records don't indicate it, man, but they're just fucking playing better. And particularly the quarterbacks, dude. Mahomes is not, I mean, I'm not sure Mahomes was a top 3 quarterback this season. Was he
No.
better than Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow?
No,
I don't fucking think so.
or Jaden Daniels.
Or Jaden Daniels for that matter. I mean, you're just, but you have to respect the pedigree, right? This is a quarterback that has won multiple Super Bowls. He's been to the AFC Championship game 7 years in a row now. Like,
Yeah.
you have to respect all of that. And don't get me wrong, I recognize that until proven otherwise, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest player in the world. But the eye test right now does not tell me that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the world. It tells me that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the world. And this Bills team is rolling with a lot of momentum right now, dude. I don't see a world where this Chiefs team can match up right now on either side of the football.
Sure.
And again, dude, like, you guys know I'm the worrywart of this podcast and of our Bills group text, but if that was the Ravens for me, dude, I thought the Ravens were going to be the cream of the crop for us, but we got by them. It was by the skin of our teeth. Fucking bring me to Kansas City, dude. I'm so goddamn ready for this game.
Yeah, I would so much rather. No, I totally agree with everything you're saying. All that said, and I agree with you, I still would rather have lost to the Ravens than get this far and lose to the Chiefs. Maybe that's an obvious statement, but
yeah, but I mean,
terrified.
like, I don't know, dude. It's in the moment. It's easy to say that, but I mean, like, looking back, dude, or like right now, like if we lose yesterday, like I don't get to enjoy one more kick-ass victory Monday with my friends on a podcast, you know? So like you at least get that one more week of bliss and dunking on Ravens fans. And, you know, like it's easy to be like, fuck this, it's not worth it in the moment because, you know, in that moment and when you lose those playoff games, it is like, it feels like the world is coming down.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah.
It's like the walls are closing in and like getting up the next day is a fucking chore. And like, it's just tough, dude. But like, you know, we lose that game yesterday and we don't get to have this great, you know, day off from work, hanging out, shooting the shoot and feeling awesome too, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Jake, I do understand your sentiment, Jake.
For me, it's going to be, I'm going to need Josh to put on that cape because I'm going to need to make sure that we're up 4 scores with 1 minute left. For me to actually feel good.
Even then, I won't even.
I'm just
buy it.
Like, I'm going to need a good multiple arms length for this team to feel good going into this game, which is probably not going to happen, right? The Chiefs play teams close. And right. That's going to be the big thing. It's going to be the little things. It's going to be penalties. It's going to be taking care of the ball. It's going to be the right decision on 3rd and 4th downs. It's going to be limiting the decisions that eliminating the decisions that the Chiefs are making on 3rd and 4th down, right? Like making sure that we are plus in that column of the little things that make things right. But unfortunately, the Chiefs are really good at that, right? They're really good at letting other teams beat themselves.
Here's the other great news with that, though, is everything you just said, Tom. I feel like for the most part, the Bills are already doing right, which kind of leads me to like I don't want to say my final prevailing thought, but like it is kind of that, like just keep doing what you've been doing, keep preparing the way that you've been preparing. Like right now, whatever you're doing is working. The routine that Tyler Bass is in, the routine that Josh Allen's in, you know, like you're getting contributions from in key moments from guys. Like I know Matt Collins had 1 catch last night, or I think it was 1 catch, but my God, it was a clutch moment, huge moment catch. You know, just keep doing what you're doing. It's working right now. Vibes are high. You're pulling the right levers at the right time. You know, like we could criticize Sean McDermott on not going for that 4th down if we want to. I think in this group right now, I'm the only one that would really offer any criticism anyways. But the fact of the matter is it was the right lever to pull at that point in time with what had happened or the way that game ended. Right. So the right levers are being pulled, the right buttons are being pushed. Just keep on the trajectory you're on, dude. You don't have to make any, like, I don't think you need to, going into this game, make any massive overhauling decisions, right? You want to pull a couple more things out of the playbook, Joe Brady? Fucking let it rip, dude. You obviously, there's a couple of things you got to have a plan for. One of them is Patrick Mahomes, or I guess 3 things I'll say. Patrick Mahomes, you got to keep an eye on Kelsey, and you got to know how you're going to handle Chris Jones.
Yep.
We're still watching him be a game wrecker. Chris Jones right now might be the best player on that Chiefs team, period. I don't think that's a stretch of a thing to say.
Absolutely
right
not. No, absolutely not. He's consistent and he makes his presence known.
Game in and game out.
Thank God that's good on good though for this Bills team.
Exactly. Good on good. You handled him the week that we played him in the regular season, which was huge. So I think that's what, like, you don't have to rewrite the book this week, dude. Keep doing what you're doing because right now it's working. You've got the momentum. You had a great victory, a sound victory over a great Ravens team last week. You know, whatever Babs and McDermott are doing in collaboration with one another to prepare the defensive game plan is working. Just keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Absolutely.
Man, there's something you said earlier, Tom, that I think I want to just take a little zoom out perspective on. And it's just the fact that we get to be here as Bills fans. We are still in the hunt. And before, like, just the beginning of this season, even before the season started, the fact that we're here now is just a joy to me as a Bills fan, as someone who loves this team so much, as we all do. I am not as confident as Nigel. I will say that about this upcoming game versus the Chiefs, but you do see a difference in the way this team carries themselves, the way they speak to pressers after the games, the way they're just conducting themselves on the field. And I think kind of what speaks to that is experience is key in situations like this. That's why I'm confident and also why I'm scared. The reason why I'm confident is this team has been here before. We've gone into the Chiefs' world. We've lived there. We have all but done everything we've needed to do. We just didn't get over the hump. And I think we are primed to be able to do that. And I have full confidence that if we are in that same position again, this team will be able to get over that hump and make the right calls, make the right decisions, take the correct steps to do that. The thing that's scary is you're going against a team who just wins, and they have won it all multiple times. And they have a coach that is maybe one of the best we've ever seen. So it's going to be an insane game. It's going to be a really fun game to watch, and I'm super looking forward to it. I'm so unbelievably thankful that I am here and we have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well said, Dana. And if they are going to get over the hump, it's got to be against the Chiefs. It has to be. It's poetic, right?
This is the storybook, right? This is the storybook. Beat the Ravens. Go and beat the Chiefs. Go freaking do it. Boys, anything else? Are we closing this out?
I think, oh man, I'm like emotional about it, dude.
I know.
I want it so bad. Yeah, just fucking do your thing.
Yep.
That's all I got. Do your thing, man.
Get out
doing
there, boys.
what you've been doing, boys.
Yep.
I want to do one more of these.
See you boys this time next week. Folks, go enjoy this. Go rewatch that game. Go watch every highlight. Go scroll through Twitter and see every Bills content creator just dunking on Ravens fans and laugh a little bit and do it twice. Go make sure to high five your friends, hug your family, say go Bills. Hell, scream go Bills out the freaking window as you're driving down the thruway. And my recommendation, join me, please, and go ahead and play some Mr. Brightside every morning to really get your pep in your step and have some fun. And let's go freaking Buffalo Bills. Thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for spending some time with us. Please give us a like and a follow on Instagram, X, TikTok, and our YouTube channel at Let's Go Buff Pod. These are my pals, Jake and Nigel. My name is Tom, and you're listening to the Let's Go Buffalo podcast. We're sending you love wherever you are. Go Bills, go Sabres, let's go Buffalo.